I guess we make experiences. That's what we normally kind of what it comes down to. And also organizations that are concerned with artist development, especially across Europe with Brexit and everything that's happening, you know, funding issues, all this type of stuff. And then also how we connect with other different cultures to create work, to create projects, to create processes, as opposed to performances that are then run for 4 weeks on stage.
And so you guys have got a series of 22 interactive events taking place throughout August. Laura, what can people expect?
Well, a whole lot, that is for sure. So it's super exciting. So Fridays and Saturdays throughout August, due to like the incredible support from Omnibus Theatre, we are hosting a whole range of events from silent discos to creative coding. We've got yoga sessions, we've got battle of concept bands, we've got stand-up comedy, we've got a really, really interesting date night. So we've asked people to submit a profile, and basically they get paired with two people. One of them's based on the profile that they've submitted, and the other is based on a playlist that they've also submitted. And it's really exciting because there's food as well. So there'll be 2 courses for each different interaction. There'll be
games, activities.
So we're sort of on hand to get rid of that sort of awkward date sense, and with like exciting little tasks and challenges that are all PG. But yeah, so we've got a whole host of exciting things, and that's called How to Enjoy the City, and that's actually part of a fundraising campaign for How to Build the City, which is a bigger project.
In terms of thinking of state-of-the-art season and processes, what we realized is after we're still in the middle of this pandemic, but it taught us a lot of different things. And the most important things for us was how we kind of facilitate experiences that bring people together. And also, I feel like we're moving away from audiences sitting in a black box watching a performance on stage. So now we want to create this show. So the show that we're fundraising for, How to Build the City, is an interactive performance with the audience in the space, kind of engaging with these mini games. And the project itself has over 50 artists who, we kind of work in the style of a hackathon where we're trying to open up the rehearsal room. So instead of rehearsing this show with this text in this room, we're opening out our rehearsal room becomes public spaces, restaurants, cafes. So just like in the style of a hackathon, we have research questions at the beginning of the day, and our artists in different groups go to restaurants, go to open spaces, and work with the public, creating these spontaneous communities, playing games, and then come back responding to the research questions. And it's all kind of looking at the themes of our original performance called Gilgamesh, so the Epic of Gilgamesh, which looks at friendship, humanity, love, community, the meaning of life and morality, all of these things, which I think is really important right now in terms of understanding how we move forward in this pandemic.
And what's the reaction been like to it? It almost sounds like a festival and, all sorts of different things going on, doesn't it? So what's the reaction been like?
It's been great. I think what's so exciting is that within State of the Art, we have a whole range of artists from, creative coders to set designers to performers, musicians, a real diverse range of artists that we work with, and each one brings a different area of excitement, and it really does sort of allow it to explode and expand in so many different areas, which is what makes like the hackathon style so interesting, the way that you bring those voices together. And we don't have the answers, and it's like, but that's the exciting part. So the next phase is to figure that out, whilst having a whole lot of fun doing so, and offering loads of exciting events to the community.
And just finally, now you mentioned that you we're almost out of lockdown. We're still technically in this pandemic, but how important is it for people like yourselves putting things like this on and making sure that people are just having fun after the sort of 2 years that we've had.
I feel like isolation, lockdown, the whole thing, and our experience with technology has really, what has caused, I feel like, a lot of mental and psychological issues and questions. So what we're trying to do is also, how do we use theatre and technology? How do we use all these phones, social media, games, app technology, creative coding, user experience, to then design live events and live human connections that bring us all together, so that it's not kind of this or that. It can be these two worlds together that's doing something positive.
Like a hybrid model of that moving forward. Yeah, it's exciting.